All right, Gemini. So I've attempted to do a few readings for you already. And while I started the first reading with the intention of talking about this, I didn't actually bring it up. And for whatever reason, it feels like something that I need to share in order to maybe provide context for the reading that's coming through. I don't really know. I don't know how it's going to be made relevant to you, but I feel like I can't put your reading out there without starting off with it. So over the last several months, really years, but most intensely over the last few months, I've been doing a lot of research into the Mayan, Aztec, Mesoamerican calendars. And I say calendars because there's wheels within wheels within wheels, different navigation systems within space-time. Anyway, I've consistently come across this archetype of the deity known as Tezcatlipoca, who is like the black obsidian mirror. It's the opposite dark force of Quetzalcoatl, which I think is interesting. I especially over the last couple of days, I've been really drawn to this idea, to this archetype of the obsidian mirror, and of Tezcatlipoca being very much a personification of this sort of void which reflects the abyss back at you, if that makes sense. If you're not able to find comfort in or find external validation or external answers to any questions, it really forces you to look back at yourself and find the guidance that's already there. And maybe not just guidance, but becoming more aware of the pattern that is sort of working its way through you. I had a kind of a weird thought yesterday while I was working, because I was thinking about certain character traits that I come across with the general public that I work with. I work in veterinary medicine, so I come across a lot of people, and I see a lot of themes repeating, a lot of character traits repeating. And I had this strange thought pop into my head as I was doing some dishes, washing some dog bowls. And it was, where do these patterns come from? Because these patterns are not people. It's very strange, right? And it sort of made me come to confront this idea of people, of human souls being something completely novel, something that expresses itself spontaneously and is fresh and new in every moment, but it gets trapped within these patterns of behavior, these patterns of belief, these patterns of thought. And really what it kind of came down to in my mind was that patterns are, at least within the human character, can be expressions of a blockage of some kind, whether an intentional blockage or something that's just kind of been created as a result of where the energy has naturally been focused, if that makes sense. The same day, I was also confronted with a situation where the power went out, only to find out it was as the result of a car accident, which resulted in the death of the driver, unfortunately. But there was just a split second of terror that kind of crept up while in conversation with a coworker of mine. We were, obviously acknowledging the power outage when we had a moment to to breathe after the the hustle of making sure everything was okay in the hospital. And that to me felt like the obsidian mirror. It felt like Tezcatlipoca, of being confronted with the abyss, of external comfort and validation being stripped away and forcing you to reckon with what's already here and now. Kind of Saturnine, where it's sort of, it's a reality check. This idea of needing to struggle in order to find truth. And I say all of this because I keep trying to interpret these two cards in a way that says everything that I've just said without saying it in those ways. Maybe this is like the concept of the comforts being pulled away, the external validation being pulled away. Instead of finding the fountain of youth, the fountain of happiness, the validation from within, the truth that is within, this is sort of like focusing on the loss, focusing on the fear, focusing on what's gone wrong, and really sitting with that same moment of terror that I was talking about, of looking out into the abyss and only seeing the abyss. Not finding the hidden jewel within the abyss. Viewing it as a terrible, terrifying void instead of a pregnant, beautiful emptiness. And there's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot to appreciate. You've attained a victory of some kind. You've earned yourself a moment of reflection and appreciation for yourself, for how far you've come, for how much you've grown, for the life experience that you've been afforded. But you're still standing here denying it. Another idea that was kind of coming through with these cards was yes, I may have gotten these beautiful things, but they don't look the way that I wanted them to, or it's not the job that I actually wanted, or it's not the thing that I was hoping to be given. It's not the person I was trying to get with. It's something different. And instead of being present with it and appreciating it for what it is and what it actually provides for you, you're focusing on the little things that don't match up with the vision that you had in your head. And it's kind of like this, I don't know why in my mind it was like this disgusting attachment. I don't know why it's disgusting and why that word even came through. But this attachment to needing something to appear a specific way or be a certain thing or have played out in a specific way. This need to be in control of how the experience unfolds. Crowning the reading, Yolo Yaukiski. This is the Warrior of Hearts, I think the equivalent of the Knight of Hearts in the traditional decks. This to me is both a sense of relinquishing control and also a harnessing of control, if that makes sense. So what I mean when I say that is, obviously you can see him sort of walking calmly on very turbulent ocean waters. You can see the frothy waves. You know, it's not calm, still water. It's moving, it's churning, it's violent, it's turbulent. And he's walking on the surface like nothing. He's not attached to the emotional appearance of things. He's aware of the indwelling truth that is in the deep current. You know, these frothy, churning waves, they're like fractals of something deeper. It's little embellishments on top of something so fundamentally simple and profound at the same time. But with him, I get the sense that he is still moving with the current. He is accepting life as it comes to him on a moment-by-moment basis. He's attuned to this spontaneous fount of life. You know, the heart pouring with blood, with energy, with life and vitality, spontaneity, excitement and joy, passion. And I think that's the medicine towards whatever the circumstance that you find yourself in, where you feel stuck in a pattern, stuck in a holding pattern, where you're not allowing yourself to appreciate what you have, what you've done, what you've accomplished. This is going to waste your energy. It's going to waste your vitality in this very same way that these cups are spilling blood all over the floor. It's siphoning off your time, your energy, your vitality. You are here for a very small amount of time. And to sit here and waste each passing moment, every breath, on rumination over what could have been, or what you don't have anymore, or what you didn't get yet. It's like this parade is going to pass you by. You're going to watch this from the windows, and in its wake, there's going to be an empty street, you know? Missed the opportunity, missed the chance to move with the vibrant excitement that comes with engaging fully with life. And to me, this figure here, with the black clothing and the white spots, this to me also connects to this obsidian mirror idea that I was talking about. Because if you stare off into the blackness of night for long enough, you start to see the points of light that are contained within it, the jewels, the stars. And it's like these are reflections of the light that's within you. It's like, to me, this person has stared into the void and seen themselves for exactly who they are, and loves and appreciates that enough to go out and celebrate the gift, the profound gift that is being alive and existing at all. And how fortunate are you to be a human being, to have hands, legs, feet, eyes, a nose, mouth, tongue, everything so perfectly harmonized to be able to interact with the world, and so specialized and privileged a way that no other living thing that we know of anyway has the opportunity to do. Human beings are so specifically blessed with the ability to interact with the world. It's such a shame to waste that. Find the profound in the simple things. Don't discredit how incredible it is to have a heart beating in your chest. A drum of vibrant life that allows you to move through experience within the cosmos, within this beautiful universe that we live in. And yeah, there's a lot of terrible things, a lot of things that go wrong, but it's all a part of the fabric. It's all a part of the story. And it's serving a purpose that we don't always see when we're right up next to it. I do want to draw one more card before I close out this reading, so I'm going to mix these up a little bit. Oh, you. Yolokwepkayot. I think this is the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Time and Space, the calendar, the sacred calendar. And I think it's connecting back to what I was saying about having limited time available to you to experience being alive, taking full advantage of it, but also knowing that there's a season for everything, being attuned to the rhythm of life, not trying to fight against the current of time, going out with the parade when it, passes by your window, your front door, allowing yourself to go with the currents, to move with the currents, not getting caught up in the minutia, the turbulent churning waves that come here and there, but feeling out the deeper current and moving with it, paying attention to the stars and the planets and leaning into the shape of the moment that's being provided to you as an opportunity in every waking day. Every day is different. Every day provides the flow state for a different aspect of society, of individual experience. And instead of trying to control it and it has to look this certain way, it has to be this specific way on this specific day, just trusting the process, trusting the flow, leaning into it, lean into the crack. Don't push the boulder up the hill. Or do, if that's what is right in that moment, I think if you take nothing else from anything that I've ever said or ever will say, I think my most central thesis for everyone that I come into contact with is to return to a state of harmony with the natural rhythm of the world and of the cosmos, paying attention to the cardinal points in the tropical year, the seasons, the solstices, the equinoxes, the cross-quarter days, the lunar phases, the synodic phases between the planets and the sun, or the planets and each other, because all of them are providing the heartbeat for every moment of the human experience to unfold. They are the backdrop on which our lives are built. They show us the shape of every moment. Take a look in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, give yourself the appreciation that you need, that you deserve. Stop beating yourself down. Stop worrying about what hasn't happened yet. Stop worrying about what won't happen. Stop trying to fight against the current. Appreciate the victories as they come and take advantage of the opportunities that provide themselves to you. This to me is kind of like a wallowing in a victimhood, in a victim mentality. This to me is like, oh, I'm alone and I'm going to be alone forever, when you have a crowd of people knocking on your door. You have a whole world out there to go and explore, and instead of going out and surrounding yourself with the opportunity of interacting with the world and meeting new people, meeting the tribe that you seek, you wall yourself off and focus on the pattern that you've created for yourself to be stuck in. The Obsidian mirror is looking into that and acknowledging it for what it is, and coming to the resolute decision to do something better, to do something different, to break out of the holding pattern and allow the energy to flow freely again. Break the dams within your soul, within your spirit, within your body. Move, dance, sing, speak, write, create, draw. Go out and talk to people. Go out and be a part of your community. Find your tribe. If you feel alone, if you feel isolated, there are people everywhere around you who you can find common ground with, even if they don't appear to be on your level, whatever that means. Even if they don't seem to agree with the things that you agree with, we're all human beings. Connect with the most fundamental commonalities and build from there. And obviously, you're not going to get along with everybody, but every person you come into contact with is a whole universe unto themselves. It's a whole other perspective to interact with and learn from, and each person brings a new color, a new shade with which you can paint your own canvas. So take from that what you will, I guess. Part of me wants to draw another card, but I also feel like I don't need to draw another card. I feel like the message that's coming through for you is very simple, very direct. Like whatever needed to come through has come through. So, I'm wishing you all the best, Gemini. And I'm staring at this little gnat. One of the one of my own little wars that's happening in my world is the war with the fungus gnats who want to devour the roots of all my favorite plants. But it's okay. That's life, right? Take care. Be good. Or don't. But do.